Hello everyone, it's your host Sibyanshu and I'm back with a new lecture. If you have remembered in the last lecture, we have followed some prerequisite which we need to follow for set up our lab on VMware Workstation. So if you are not aware about that, just go through my recent video, which is the last video which I have posted 1 week back. Here you will be able to see when you will visit my channel, you will be able to see. In the playlist, you are also able to see this video and in my video section also. Moreover, guys, kindly do a like if you are liking my video. Please comment if you have any questions and please subscribe my channel so that I will feel motivated for this one. So I already had set up a lab, uh, which I'll show you. Moreover, I'll set up a new lab from the scratch so that you guys will be able to learn how I am creating this lab. Okay. So let me just show you. This is a VMware workstation which I told you, right? Which you need to install. This is the Palo Alto which is running currently, and I already have a login of this Palo Alto. So let me just show you. This is the CLI of Palo Alto basically here. So here you will be able to see that I am able to log in into the Palo Alto. I'll tell you everything from the scratch. I'm just showing this as a reference to you. This is the Windows 10 which I told you, right? You need to install the ISO file and you need to boot that ISO file so that we should have a system or a PC which we can use for our inside LAN or we can use for our DMZ also. Uh, okay, so if I'll talk about the GUI, this is the GUI of the Palo Alto. Let me just do a login here also so that I'll be able to show you. Okay. So I'm able to log in. You are also able to see here. I will tell you everything from the scratch, how I am able to set up this lab, what changes I have been made. I'll tell you all the procedure. So just follow this video. Just watch this video completely, so that you will be able to understand how I am doing this configuration. It won't be hard enough for you guys. It will be very much easy. I'll tell you step by step everything so that you'll be able to understand this thing. Okay. So now we are able to see that we are able to see our GUI, GUI of our Palo Alto firewall. Now, okay. So this is the GUI where we are able to see some general information. This is a Palo Alto VM. This is my management IP. If you're able to see, I did the HTTPS over this IP only. See, okay. Moreover, this is the management CPU, data plane, CPU. This is the application command center where we can see the performance of all the applications. This is the monitor tab where we will be able to see the traffic of our firewall. These are some sections. I'll explain you everything later on in the lab classes also so that you'll be able to understand. It's just an overview which I am currently giving to you guys. This is the policy tab. Here you will be able to see in the security portion, we are going to create the ACLs, which we use a term here as security policy. In Cisco, we use the term ACL. Here we use the term security policy. Here we can do the configuration related to NAT, whether it's a static NAT, dynamic NAT, or a PAT, whatever it is, we can do it here. Okay, here we can configure QoS and all those things. Here we can create the objects just like we created in Cisco and in other firewalls. We can create the objects just like addresses. Here we can club those addresses into one group and mention it in address groups. This is the network portion where we are going to configure the interfaces as well as zones. Okay, so why we are using zones here? So what happened is Palo Alto is a zone based firewall, not an interface based firewall. When I'm saying it's a zone based firewall, it means it verifies and checks the traffic basis on the zone, not particular to the interface. A interface can have multiple zones, but multiple zones cannot be with a single interface. Okay. what I mean to say is just like I am able to create the sub interfaces from one by one, as one by one by one by two, one by one by three, like this one, dot one by three, dot one by four, like this one. But I cannot call this, I cannot create inside zones in multiple interfaces, physical interface. Just like I cannot create here also because I have already created here. Okay. So I cannot create these zones. I cannot create multiple zones, same zone on multiple interfaces. I cannot create. Okay. So that we need to keep in our mind. This is the last step, which is the device step. Okay. So here you are able to see that we have some management related configuration where we'll be able to see the management. The service route configuration will be here. This is the management interface configuration. This is the operation which is related to backup of configuration and all those things. So without wasting any time, let's get started and set up a new lab. Okay. One thing which I also wanted to show you guys. So what we are going to see here is after completion of this lab, we will be able to see that this is the PC which I have created in my inside lab is able to communicate through the internet. So currently it is able to communicate through the internet. Let me just show you. Let me just open the browser of this PC. Yeah, here it is. Okay. So here we are already able to see that we have internet connectivity. Let me just open the google.com also. Mm, Google. Is it taking my typing? Just a second, guys. Uh, Here I am typing. Does it open multiple windows or what? Just a second, guys. So, guys, now I've just opened my browser and I have typed google.com. Let's see if we are able to access google.com or not. Hmm. Okay, okay. So now we are able to see that we are able to access the google.com. Okay, that's cool. Good. So let me just close this browser and let me just shut down this machine so that we can complete our lab. Let me just suspend this machine from here. Suspend. Yeah. And then let me just power off this machine. We'll use it later in the lab. Okay, done. So now what I'm going to do is let me just let me just shut down this Palo Alto also. Okay, okay, okay. So first, let me try to suspend this. Yeah, done. So, and let me just then power off this Palo Alto. Okay, that's good. So, what I'm going to do is in the last lab, you guys have downloaded the OVA file of Palo Alto, and then you have downloaded the ISO file of Microsoft also. Okay. So let me just do one thing. Let me just open a virtual machine here. and I'm able to see that we have a over file here, right? Let me just click it here. So once I'll click it here, I'll be able to open this one, right? So it's prompting me what is the name which I want to mention. Let me just mention Palo Alto. Okay, this is the directory which we are currently placing our virtual machine. So let me just see this one. This in my document, then virtual machine. Okay, got it. And I'll mention the import button. So now the OVA file which we have downloaded from the Palo Alto website, or the links which I have shared with you guys. I have shared one Google Drive link also with you. So whatever images which you have downloaded, whether you are downloading 7.0, 8.0, 9.0, I have downloaded the latest one, which is 9.1. This is the latest one which currently Palo Alto has launched last month only. So we are currently importing that image into the VMware workstation which we have downloaded. This is the 30 days trial period VMware version, okay, which I am currently using. If you have pro version, you can use that one also. So it doesn't matter a lot at all. Let me just tell you frankly. And you can do a practice on above 8.0 any version of Palo Alto. It will be easy for you guys also. I'll recommend to practice on 9.0, or you can use 9.1 also like me, so that you will be updated about all the latest configuration or the latest changes which they are doing. Okay, so let me just do one thing. Here we are able to see that we have imported the configuration, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is the main step which you guys need to focus on. Our network adapter and network adapter 2, okay, both should be bridged. Okay, I'll tell you why. The first network adapter will act as a management interface. The second one will be act as a outside interface or the WAN interface. And one thing which you need to note down is both those interface should be in a same subnet. Should be in a same subnet, so that you will be able to access your management interface, so that you will be able to access the GUI, as well as you need to access the internet also. So let me just see here. If I'll type ipconfig here, I'm able to see this is my gateway and this is the subnet. Okay, this is the subnet mask. So here I need to assign IP of my management from this subnet only, and I need to mention the WAN interface IP or the outside interface IP also from this subnet only. This is the main thing which you guys need to know. I have seen n number of videos where no one is telling about these things. This is the very common mistake which everyone is doing, and they are not telling the logic behind it. I'll tell you the logic. You need to keep this IP subnet which you are getting from your ISP to the WAN as well as to the management to access the GUI, as well as you need to access the internet. The third interface, which is the adapter 3, you can use it as a custom. Okay, so if you have seen, let me just show you one more thing. If you have noticed, I have already configured my Windows 10 with VNet 1 here. Okay, and the same I need to mention it here also. So what I'm gonna do, I'll gonna so we have already seen that our Windows 10 is in VNet 1. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just select it here also, VNet 1. Okay, so why I'm selecting VNet 1 here? Because this will be act as a management interface, this will be act as a outside or WAN interface, and this will be act as a inside interface. Okay, so from inside PC, we are trying to communicate to our WAN interface. Okay, got it? Let me just save this. Okay, okay. one more thing which we should need to verify is that in our in our VM file, we just need to see that we have the same VNet name there in our virtual machine configuration file. Let me just open this with the notepad here. Okay, so here we are able to see VNet 3 and VNet 3. Okay, okay, yeah. So everything is fine in this configuration. If we will add multiple interfaces or more interfaces, then we need to mention this same VNet 3 in the virtual device of every interface which we add. So we have an option to add, I guess, around 8 to 9 interfaces. Okay, if you want to add, let me just show you how to add it. If you want to add one network adapter, you just need to go here, you need to add and then finish, so that you'll be able to add one more leg here. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just quickly boot up this firewall. Now we already have a desired configuration here. Let me just power on this virtual machine. Okay. Okay. So I have just powered on the Palo Alto and it start booting. You'll be able to see from the OVA file which we have imported, right? Which we have downloaded. So now it is getting booted. Let me just pause this video so that, because it will take time of 2 to 4 minutes. Maybe you guys will feel bored. So let me just pause this video till that time. Let let's just this firewall boot up. And moreover, one more thing, guys, if you have any query, any kind of suggestions for me, you can just write it down in the comment section. I'll be very much happy to reply over it. And if you will feel that you are able to give me a good feedback, or you can suggest me anything, just let me know. If you want video on specific topics, just let me know. This is the first series which I have started. This is my first time. I just need support of you guys so that I'll be able to uh, be prepared more and so this firewall is currently booting. Let me just pause this video and I'll back with you within 2 to 3 minutes. So here, guys, you will be able to see that it is showing me IP for Palo Alto 192.168.1.7, and this is the subnet mask. Okay. So this is basically a dynamically assigned IP. Let me just tell you. It will get changed if you will not fix it with the static IP. I'll tell you the method how to fix this one. Let me just try to log in if I'll get the login prompt. Okay. Okay. So now you will be able to see that I am able to log in, and now I am changing the password. So let me just tell you the default username is admin. The default password is admin. Okay. You can change those. If you'll try to log in first time from CLI or from GUI, it will prompt you to change your password. So the older password will be your password, the new password you can set by yourself only. Okay, so now I'm able to log into the CLI. Let me just do one thing. Let me just see the management configuration. Show interface management. Okay. So here I am able to see that it's showing me 192.168.1.7 is my IP management IP. Default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Okay, and now if I want, because it's a DHCP IP, so if I want this to get static, I need to go to the configure mode and I'll type the command set device group system IP address 192.168.1.10. Suppose if I want to give 10, net mask 255.255.255.0, right? And the default gateway will be 192.168.1.1. Okay, it will be the same only which we are getting here, which my ISP is providing to me. Let me just type the command enter and I'll enter the commit. Okay, so first time when you are doing any commit, it will prompt you to do a force commit. It will commit all those changes, but from the next time you just need to do commit. I'll recommend you to perform all the changes through GUI only, not through CLI. Okay, CLI section we will be going to cover later on, but currently we are not covering the CLI part. Okay, so you guys are able to see that it is getting committed. Okay, let me just go here and refresh this. So currently nothing is loading, right? Let me see how much. Okay, it is still committing. First time it will take time, guys, so you have to be patient with that one. Okay, so currently it's not HTTPS 192.168.1.10, right? This is the IP which we have assigned to our management interface. Let's hit enter here. Still it is getting committed. Just a second. Okay, still it's committing only. So guys, here I'm on to, you guys will be able to see that commit is happening. I don't know why first time it got failed, but I just again type the command commit and it has taken my commit. So now it is getting committed. Let me just go to the browser and see if I'm getting any login prompt. This is the IP which I have assigned. First time it will take time. Okay, showing us configuration committed successfully. Okay, show interface. Let me just come out from here and type show interface management. Oh, just a second. Okay, so the now committed successful. Let me just do a refresh of this page and see if I'm getting the IP there or not. I should have a GUI prompt here. Let me just see what is the management IP it is showing. Show interface management. Okay, still it is showing. Just a second, guys. Okay, guys, so still it is showing as 1.7. Let me just do one thing. Let me just open the GUI of this firewall. Yeah, so from 1.7 also I'll be able to access that one. And let me just try to change it from here. I don't know what is the issue. Actually, first commit got failed. That's why it is not taking. Okay. Okay. So I have just typed the password admin and username and password admin. Okay, so it's prompting me for changing the password. Mm, Let me just type the old password, then type the new password. Let me just enter change password. Okay, so now password should be changed. I should be able to log in with the new password only. Yes. So now I am able to log in with the new password only. Let me just see if I'll be able to change this IP from the GUI or not. So here we are able to see that we are logged into the firewall. Now let me just go to the devices. Let me just click on the devices tab. After going to the devices tab, I need to go to the interfaces. So after opening this interface, I need to click on this management interface. Here we will be able to see what is this setting it is configured. See, so it is already set up as DHCP client. Make it as static, assigned as this IP. Okay, so we have assigned here 192.168.1.10. This is the gateway which we have assigned, and I have allowed basic SSH, HTTPS, and ping traffic for this one. Let me just select OK. Uh, and let me just click here. This is the commit option which you will be able to see in GUI. Here you can commit all changes or you can commit the changes which you made. So if you have multiple admins created in your firewall, you can select this one option. If you want to commit all the changes of all the admin, you can select the other one options. Let me just enter the commit. So now it will start committing. Commit is happening, guys. So now it is 75% completed. It will be approximately 99% completed only because it will not show 100% here because it's a management configuration change which we did. But here we are able to see in our CLI. So when I type the command show interface management, I am able to see the IP is now getting changed and it is assigned as 192.168.1.10. Let me just try to open this. So most probably I'll not be able to access this one, right? It is showing just connecting. It is not getting connected. Instead of that one, let me just enter here 10, 10. Okay. So here you are able to see that I am able to access from my new management IP, which is 192.168.1.10. Let me just do log in here. Oh, I have typed the old password. Let me just type the new password. Okay. So now we are able to see, guys, that we have configured our Palo Alto management interface. What we have learned till now is we have booted up our firewall, we have booted up from CLI, and now we are accessing the GUI. We have already changed the management interface setting, and instead of using the DHCP client, the IP which every time is going to be assigned automatically, we are using a static IP so that it will be easy for us to perform our labs. Okay, so now Let me just tell you some quick things here. So once we will be in the interface, it's all are currently showing uh, down. Okay, basically they are not in use currently. So let me just do one thing. What I'm gonna show you here is, if you have remembered, I told you that uh, we have certain network adapters, right? So this will be our management. This will carry our management port traffic. This will carry our uh, outside or WAN traffic. Okay, so we need to make those as bridge only. Always remember, we need to make them as bridge only. This is the third one which we have made as VNet one. This is the custom one which we are going to use for our Windows, which we will put this system in our inside LAN. Got it? Or we can say it in DMZ, whatever it is. Okay. So let me just quickly set up the outside interface configuration also. I'll come here. Okay. One more thing which I wanted to show you here is, when you are saying that you have 3 network adapters, don't consider this one. From here you need to consider network adapter 2 will be your 1 by 1, and network adapter 3 will be your 1 by 2, and so on. Okay, so let me just show you one more thing, as these both will be a layer 3 interfaces. Okay, so if I'll do a commit here, if I'll just open this interface, this is the interface. Okay, I can mention a comment here. Okay, and these are the type of interfaces which we have. This is the tap mode, this is the HA high availability mode, this is the virtual wire mode, this is the layer 3, this is layer 2. Okay, layer 2, layer 3. So every interface type has its own use. If we'll talk about tap mode, it basically used for monitoring the sessions. Okay, for if we'll talk about HA, it will use for high availability. If we'll talk about virtual wire, it basically use just like a transparent firewall. For layer 2, we can use for layer 2 VLANs, creation of layer 2 VLANs or layer 2 traffic. Layer 3 interfaces we are going to use when we are assigning a layer 3 an IP address to those interfaces. Either we can create VLAN on our firewalls also, or we can assign the IPs just like the gateway for those firewall. For the other PCs or our inside or DMZs servers to the firewall, it could play a gateway role also. So let me just select layer 3. Okay, I'm not going to do anything here. Let me just uh, select layer 3 here. Apart from selecting the layer 3, let me just do a okay. I haven't done anything. I'm just checking this one because I just wanted to show you that this interface will come up, because we have already configured, we have already mentioned that network adapter 2 and 3 will be part of this VM. Okay, so network adapter 2 and 3 should come up, which is 1 by 1, 1 by 2. Okay, if I'll talk about 1 by 3, 1 by 4, it should not come up. I'll show you that one also, because for that I need to add additional adapter. It will be used in a sequence only. You will be able to add 8 or 9 interfaces. Yeah. It is getting committed, guys, and 9% completed. Okay, so is it committed? Just a second, let me see. We are able to see that it is successfully committed. Let me just click here. You will be able to see it is reflecting a screen. It means the interface is up. Okay, let me just try to enable this interface also, because it's not configured. Or let me just do one thing. Uh, uh, I'll I told you that 1 by 1 and 1 by 2 will come up, right? 1 by 3 will not come up because it is not in network adapter. If I'll add one more adapter, it will then come up. Let me just show you that one also. I came here. Let me just uh, select here the layer 3 interface. Okay, let me just click OK and do a commit. So now I'm committing that interface which I have not configured for my VM. If I want to make it up, I need to add an additional network adapter so that we can use this as a layer 3 interface. Got it? So here we are able to see that it is commit is getting successful. Now you will be able to see that it is reflecting as red because we have not added a network adapter which we are going to use for our VM. Okay. So here now what we are going to do is we are going to configure the virtual router. Now I'm configuring my outside interface which will be a WAN interface. Okay, I'm selecting a default router should be default one only, and here I need to add one zone. Okay, I've already told you that Palo Alto is a zone based firewall, not a interface based firewall. Okay, I am mentioning here this one. Okay, here it will be this one only, and interface will be each one by one. Okay, this one. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just click OK here and come here. Okay, now I'm going to assign one of the IP which should be in my this subnet only, because if you remember I have mentioned that management IP and the outside or WAN interface IP should be in the same subnet, so that we'll be able to access the internet. 192.168 dot, let's suppose take 250/24. Okay, and here I need to do nothing, here I need to do nothing in advanced, here I need to do nothing. Here if we want to make a connectivity, we can create a ping profile also, which will be a management profile. In the management profile, we can enable ping so that we'll be able to check the connectivity. Let me just enable this, and after that, we are good. Okay, let me just do okay here. Let me just make this interface also as L3 so that we'll be able to see that 1 by 2 is also coming up or not. And let me do a commit here. So it is committing now, guys. Okay, so the commit is successful. Let me just do one more thing. Let me just configure the inside interface IP also so that it will be helpful for us, right? Okay. Which we are going to consider. So apart from here, we can change the IP from what 43.10 instead of 1, we are using 1.10. Okay. So you just remember, guys, and here we are using 1.1. Okay. Actually, this is the older ISP IP which I was getting from the older subnet. Here we are getting 1.250. Okay, this is the 250. Okay, and for LAN segment we are using the subnet 10.1.1.0/24. Okay, hope I'm clear. Let me just do an configuration for the inside interface. Now I'm going to assign 10.1.1.250/24 to the inside interface. Okay. And one more thing, guys, it's not an updated lab which I have prepared for this one. It's a new lab which I have set up. So it will be 1/2. Okay, 1/2, and this will be 1/1. For the next class, I'll prepare a new fresh lab so that the diagram should be clear to you guys. For this time, kindly adjust. Let me just do one thing. Let me just go back and go to the firewall, and let me just clear this stuff first of all. Clear all. Right. Okay, so now let me just click on this interface. I'm going to configure now the inside interface. Okay, let me just do select default here. Let me just create a zone here. Here I am mentioning inside, or you can mention DMZ, whatever you like. Okay, here you can call the other interface, which is 1/2. Okay, select OK. IPv4 will be what we have discussed, 10.1.1.250/24. Got it? This will be our gateway, and here also I am enabling the ping profile so that we will be able to ping. Let me just do a commit here. Okay, before that I want to tell you one more thing, guys. We need to go to the virtual router. Here we are able to see that Ethernet 1/1 and 1/2 is already a part of this virtual router 1/1, 1/2. I'll go to the static routes and I'm going to add a default route. Okay, let me just name it as default route. Okay, destination will be 0.0.0.0/0, and the next hop will be interface will be 1/1 because this is the one which we are going to use for our outside 192.168.1.1. Oh, that's good. Okay. So now, what does it mean? Why I have configured this one, right? So this is a default route which I am pointing towards my gateway, which will send the traffic outside. Okay. This is the mandatory configuration which we need to be done. Needed to be done. And let me just do a commit for all this configuration. Let me just type commit. So here now it is getting committed. Let me just show you one more thing. We can do instead of using the CLI from here, if I'll exit this, yeah. So now I'm out. I can do SSH from here also from my putty. Let me just show you. One nine two dot 168.1.10, right? So here it's prompting me. Let me just enter admin and my password. So Here you guys able to see that I'm logged in. Let me just see my configuration setting. This is the main configuration, right, which we did. And let me just show you the all interface configuration setting which we did. See, here it is showing us 1 by 1 for outside, 1 by 2 for inside, right? This is the IP which we have configured for both of them, and commit is successful now. Okay, now what we need to do additional here. Okay, so what we have done till now here is we have configured our firewall, we have configured all the management interfaces setting, we have configured the layers interfaces, we have created the inside zone as well as the outside zone. From inside to outside we need to make the connectivity now. Okay, so that part we are going to cover in the next lecture, because this video will be a very huge video. So I don't want to make this video so long, and I'll try to make the next video in a very shorter time. Okay, most probably in a day, so that you'll be able to see that from our PC, which is hosted inside LAN, will be able to communicate to the internet like this one, and it will traverse via Palo Alto. It will take the outside interface and it will reach to the internet. This we are going to learn in our next lecture. So one humble request, guys, please watch my videos. Please start watching my entire video. Okay, so that I should be able to improve myself, because this is the first time which I am creating these videos, and I want genuine feedback from you guys. I just wanted to know if you're not understanding anything, you can comment me, or you can just post a comment. I'll surely reply back to you. I am replying each and every comment which I am getting, but I need support from you guys. Kindly do a like and subscribe my channel, and please watch the entire video, so that if you have any doubt you can ask me. You just mention everything in the comment. Okay, that's all from my end, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining for today, and we'll see you in our next lecture.